Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 18th of January 2023. Let's start with our session. Which organization released the Global Risk Report 2023? So this report was recently released by the World Economic Forum, and as per the report, failure to mitigate climate change as well as failure of climate change adaptation are the two most important severe risks facing the world in the next decade. And then they are followed by natural disasters and extreme weather events and biodiversity loss and ecosystem collapse. Fine. What's inside the report is not at all important. Only thing you have to remember is the Global Risk Report is released by the World Economic Forum. Okay. Next is, who is the author of the Revolutionaries, the other story of how India won its freedom book? So Union Home Minister Amit Shah has recently released this particular book, and the author of the book is economist Sanjeev Sanyal, who is also a member of Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. And some other books which are authored by him are, for example, Land of the Seven Rivers, Ocean of Churn, etc. Okay, so who is the author of this particular book? Answer would be Sanjeev Sanyal. Next is, which is the first European country to have a reciprocal access agreement with the country Japan? So the Prime Minister of UK has recently signed a landmark defense agreement with the Japanese Prime Minister at London. Fine. And this is regarded as the most significant defense agreement between the two countries in more than a century, which allows the UK forces to be deployed to the country Japan. And with this, UK is also the first European country to have a reciprocal access agreement with the country Japan. Fine. So this is the country UK that has signed a reciprocal access agreement with Japan country. Next is, which state launched the shared school bus system and agriculture response vehicle scheme? So Chief Minister of Meghalaya state Conrad Sangma recently launched the shared school bus system, which is a part of STEMS program. Full form is Sustainable Transport and Efficient Mobility Society. And also he launched the Prime Agriculture Response Vehicles. Why? To give financial help to the farmers for procurement of the agriculture response vehicles. Fine. And another scheme to provide financial assistance to the tourism entrepreneurs to purchase the premium tourist vehicle was also launched here. Fine. So this scheme is associated with Meghalaya state government. Which company has partnered with Federation of Automobile Dealers Association? Why? To upskill the auto dealers. So Meta has announced a strategic partnership with Federation of Automobile Dealers Association to upskill more than 3,000 auto dealers across India. And this is under the Move with Meta program. Fine. So under this program, the company aims to enable thousands of auto dealers across the country to reach consumers digitally, and currently FADA represent 15,000 auto dealers across the country. Fine. So recently Meta has partnered with FADA. Why? To upskill the auto dealers. Next is, which state approved an annual plan of 1086 crore rupees for 2023 to 24 to reduce man-animal conflict? So the government of Odisha state has approved an annual plan of 1086 crore rupees for 2023 to 24 fiscal with focus on reducing the man-animal conflict. Fine. And Chief Secretary who chaired this meeting also raised the issue that is related to wildlife management activities which are being extensively carried out through Campa funds. Fine. So recently, Odisha state government has released this annual plan to reduce man-animal conflict. Australia has recently signed a new security treaty with which country? So Australia and Papua New Guinea pledged to clinch a new security treaty within 4 months. Why? To tackle the threat of climate change. And the president of Australia country, who's that? Mr. Anthony Albanese. With this, he became the first foreign leader to address the Papua New Guinea Parliament. So this agreement comes amid China's ongoing attempt to increase its influence in the Pacific region, basically. Okay. So recently, this new security treaty has been done between which two countries? Australia and Papua New Guinea. Also, you have to remember that recently Uganda country has declared an end to the Ebola virus outbreak that emerged almost 4 months ago and claimed lives of 35 people there. So this disease was first detected in the month of September in the district of Mubende. Okay, and the outbreak was caused by Sudan Ebola virus, which is one among the 6 species of Ebola virus. And there is currently no confirmed vaccine for this particular virus. So you can be asked that which country has declared an end to Ebola virus outbreak after losing so many lives. So that country would be Uganda. Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has specified identity standards for which product for the very first time. So the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has specified identity standards for basmati rice, including brown basmati, milled basmati, parboiled brown basmati, and milled parboiled basmati. Fine. And the standards aimed at establishing fair practices in the trade of basmati rice and protect consumer interest both domestically and globally. And these new standards will be enforced from 1st of August. Okay. And also this Food Safety and Standards Authority of India was in news because recently they have released a survey on dietary supplements. So they tested 1,45,000 protein powder samples and found 4,890 to be unsafe and 16,582 to be substandard. So the Consumer Protection Act 2019 bans misleading advertisements about a product or service that describes a product in wrong way, and it deliberately conceals the information on sugar content while it focuses on immunity boost. Fine. So you can be asked that which institution has recently released the survey on dietary supplement? Answer would be FSSAI. Okay. Next question is, what is the outlay of the National Green Hydrogen Mission? So the cabinet has cleared India's National Green Hydrogen Mission, which aims to make the country a global green hydrogen hub. And the outlay of the mission is 20,000 crore rupees. And the goal is to develop a green hydrogen production capacity of at least 5 million metric tons and an associated renewable energy capacity addition of about 125 gigawatts by 2030. Fine. So the outlay of the National Green Hydrogen Mission is 20,000 crore rupees. Now can you tell me, as of January 2023, which category of the direct tax mopped up the highest collection? So as per the Finance Ministry's data, India's net direct tax collection stood at 12.31 lakh crore rupees as on 10th of January at almost 87% of the target for 2022 to 23. So between 1st of April 2022 up to 10th of January 2023, the government's gross direct tax collection stood at 14.71 lakh crore rupees. And out of that, 7.2 lakh crore rupees is your corporate tax, and the rest 7 lakh crore rupees is your personal income tax. Okay. So you can be asked that as of January 2023, which category of the direct tax mopped up the highest collection? So answer would be corporate tax. Fine. Next question is, what is the theme of the Voice of Global South Virtual Summit? So India hosted a special virtual Voice of Global South Summit under the theme of Unity of Voice, Unity of Purpose. So our Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Piyush Goyal, hosted the Commerce and the Trade Minister session, and ministers from 13 countries participated in this session. Fine. So what was the theme of this summit? Answer would be Unity of Voice, Unity of Purpose. Now next question is, as per the CPCB data, which state was the most polluted place in India in 2022? So according to an analysis of Central Pollution Control Board data, the National Capital Region, that is New Delhi, was the most polluted place in India in 2022. And Delhi has recorded more than double of the accepted pollution particles limit. And among the cities with worst PM 2.5 levels, Delhi was ranked at the first position. Then Haryana's Faridabad was at the second position. Then it is followed with Uttar Pradesh, Ghaziabad. Fine. So these are the top most 3 polluted cities in the country. Correct answer would be New Delhi. Next is, School of Logistics, Waterways and Communication has been inaugurated in which Indian city? So Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Mr. Sarbanand Sonowal, along with Dr. Manik Saha, who is the Chief Minister of Tripura State, inaugurated the School of Logistics, Waterways and Communication at Agartala. So it has been set up under State Institute of Public Administration and Rural Development, which is an autonomous body that is funded by the government of Tripura and by Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, so this school will enable research, training and the workshops in the transportation and the logistic sector. Fine. So your correct answer would be Agartala. Now apart from it, can you tell me which institution has developed Unified Payment Interface Payment System, that is UPI? So it is a real-time payment system that has been developed by National Payments Corporation of India, that means NPCI, and recently NPCI has announced that the non-resident Indians will be able to make the UPI payments without having an Indian mobile number. Fine. So NRIs from the countries Singapore, Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE and UK can make the transactions using the UPI platform with their international numbers. Fine. So that's why UPI was in news. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now we'll start with our December 2022 current affairs revision. And this is part 9 in this series, in which we'll be doing from question number 121 up to question number 135. Let's start. Question number 121 says, which city is the host of India Water Impact Summit? So Union Minister of Jal Shakti, Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, has recently inaugurated the 7th edition of India Water Impact Summit at New Delhi. And what was the theme for this year? Theme was restoration and conservation of small rivers in a large basin. Okay. Ministry of Agriculture partnered with which department to develop Krishi Decision Support System? So Ministry of Agriculture and Department of Space has recently signed a memorandum of understanding to develop this Krishi Decision Support System using the satellite data. Fine. Next is Airbnb signed memorandum of understanding with which state government to promote inclusive tourism? So recently it has signed MOU with the Goa Tourism Department to promote inclusive tourism, and this MOU seeks to make Goa as one of the most sought after tourism destinations among local and the foreign tourists. Indo-Kazakhstan joint military exercise Kaz-Ind 2022 is organized at which Indian state? So this exercise Kaz-Ind is between India and Kazakhstan, and the venue for the year 2022 is Meghalaya. Fine. Rakse Karpo apricot is a GI tag product of which state or the Union Territory? So this is a GI tag product from Ladakh. Actually, 9 new items from various states of India got the GI tags, and with this the total number of GI tags in India comes to 432. And for example, which of the products got the GI tag recently? First is Gamosa from the state of Assam. Then there is Tandoor red gram from Telangana state. Then next is this Rakse Karpo apricot from Ladakh. Next is Alibag white onion from Maharashtra state, etc. Fine. Next question is, as per a recent report, what is the total number of digital transacting users in India as of 2022? So according to a new report, India currently has 350 million online transacting users across e-commerce shopping, travel and hospitality, etc. Also, with 780 million, India is home to the second largest internet user base in the world. What is the forecast of India's economic growth for financial year 23 as per the Asian Development Bank? So ADB has kept its outlook for India's economic growth unchanged at 7% for the current fiscal year, and for 2023 to 24, the GDP growth has been kept unchanged at 7.2%. UK, France and UAE extended support for which country's permanent membership at United Nations Security Council? So these countries have extended their support for India's permanent membership at the United Nations Security Council. And talking about UNSC, it is a global body for maintaining international peace and security. Now can you tell me how many new members have been recently added to UNSC for 2023 for a 2-year tenure? So total 5 countries have been made the new members of UNSC, and which are these? Ecuador, Japan, Malta, Mozambique and Switzerland. And these countries would replace which other 5 countries? India, Ireland, Kenya, Mexico and Norway. Okay, you have to remember the name of these 10 countries. It is very important. Next is G7 approved $15.5 billion deal with which country to help tackle climate damaging pollution? So G7 has approved this much amount to provide Vietnam enough money to help the country so that they can move faster from coal power to renewable energy. Fine. Which country has passed a law banning the cigarettes for the future generation? So New Zealand has passed a law that bans the cigarette for the future generations in the country. So it is a kind of attempt to bring a tobacco ban from next year. Fine. So anyone who are born after 2008 will never be able to buy cigarettes or tobacco product in the country. Next question is, what is the new name of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Ko Kaam Karyakram? Now this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Ko Kaam Karyakram has been renamed as Pradhan Mantri Virasat Ka Samvardhan, that is Vikas. Okay. Which company became the official partner of FIH Odisha Hockey Men's World Cup 2023? This is Tata Steel. Surya Kiran is a joint training exercise conducted between India and which other country? Surya Kiran is the exercise between India and Nepal, and in 2022 it was 16th edition of this exercise, and the venue for this event was Nepal. Which institution won 9 National Energy Conservation Awards for the year 2022? So President of India Draupadi Murmu presented the National Energy Conservation Awards on the occasion of National Energy Conservation Day, in which Indian Railways were presented with 9 National Energy Conservation Awards. Fine. And the Kacheguda station and Guntakal railway station of South Central Railways received the first and the second prize for energy conservation measures. Fine. As per the recent data, what is the amount spent on advertisement of its policies and the programs over the last years? So, Information and Broadcasting Ministry said that the government has spent 3,723 crore rupees on the advertisement of its policies and programs over the past 5 years through the Central Bureau of Communication, Rajya Sabha. Okay, so these are the next most important 15 questions from the month of December, and tomorrow we'll continue it from question number 136 up to question number 150. Okay, also let me tell you that these questions are a part of our daily 20 MCQ series, which you can subscribe from the application. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenu Sahadsana signing off.